If it's difficult for the character, it should cost me something too.
I worry about what Jeremy is putting himself through.
In the 8 months when you're filming, you sort of go on airplane mode a bit in your life.
You can't keep that up.
I'm all apart.
I guess when I cross that Rubicon, it becomes a life and death struggle for me.
We have worried about Jeremy because, he's basically been asked to go live in hell.
For Jeremy Strong, acting isn't just a job, it's a sacrifice.
It's about what is the artist willing to give to this? How much, in a sense, are they endangering themselves?
Would I allow him to be sprayed with real tarot gas? No.
Why does Jeremy do this? Why does he take it to the extreme?
In his pursuit of perfection, Strong has been labelled a pretentious method actor.
I don't really know what method acting is.
But have critics got him wrong? In an elitist industry, an outsider is breaking the mould.
Hit us as hard as you can. We can take it. We have nothing to hide.
This is the misunderstood genius of Jeremy Strong, Unpacked. Christmas Day, 1978, Boston. Jeremy Strong is born. His mother, a hospice nurse. His father worked in youth detention centres. They lived in the working class neighbourhood of Jamaica Plain, but it wasn't always a happy home.
Why was home heavy?
Just precarity, financial struggle and, a struggling marriage.
Strong dreamt of a different life for him and his family. He and his brother would sit in a canoe in their garden and take imaginary trips because holidays were a pipe dream. He even devised a song for his parents called Poor So What to try and cheer them up.
I was a very sensitive kid and absorbed, I think, a lot of the distress.
But he found solace through acting.
I think I just wanted to escape into fantasy, and that's what doing plays was at that age.
At 10 years old, his family moved to the wealthier suburb of Sudbury in order to access better schools. It was a culture shock and they struggled to fit in. Strong was an outsider.
As a kid, I felt a sense of freedom that I just didn't feel socially when I was doing plays. It was like this just sort of abracadabra.
This magic would develop into an obsession. He spent his teenage years starring in community theatre productions and working on film sets. Learning from those, he idolised. His inspirations could be found on the bedroom wall, where posters hung of Al Pacino in Dog Day Afternoon.
Get her home, okay?
Dustin Hoffman in Rain Man.
Water!
And Daniel Day-Lewis in My Left Foot.
Good night, man.
In the next decade, Strong managed to work as crew with each of his heroes, witnessing their immersive styles firsthand. Day-Lewis had a massive impact on him.
He'd always been one of my heroes. I think I saw My Left Foot when I was 12 or something, and it was one of the things that made me want to be an actor. By osmosis, there were some things that I learned. His utter commitment and willingness to kind of walk the plank.
Heavenly boy, I am the third revelation.
He goes all in, and I appreciate that and admire that, and for my own reasons, I find that that's necessary for me too.
Strong went on to study at the prestigious Yale University, where the familiar feeling of being an outsider continued. He admits he felt like he had a lot to compensate for due to his working class background. After Yale, he moved to New York to pursue acting.
I don't think I had anything in my fridge. I worked a lot of jobs, waiting tables, room service, shredding paper, anything.
Progress was slow, but he kept grinding in off-Broadway shows before landing his first film in 2008.
You've got this place, this beautiful place that can bring people back to life.
The film bombed, and Strong was becoming frustrated. After years of work, he wanted to create art that was seen and appreciated, but it would be 4 more years of hustling until gaining this exposure. And it came in the form of a small role alongside his hero.
Mrs. Lincoln's waiting in the carriage. She wants me to remind you of the hour and that you'll have to pick up Miss Harris and Major Rathbone.
That was sort of a holy grail experience for me.
Strong, now on the radar of Hollywood directors, could finally show off his own immersive talent. He was cast in The Big Short, a star-studded film about the 2008 financial crisis.
You're gonna have to break up the banks.
Strong met with the analyst he would be playing and absorbed the smallest of details.
I was just so struck by what a singular person he is. He was like, I always chew gum. I was 2 pieces of gum, I always do it. And so I just thought, God, I think I have to do that.
His attention to detail wasn't restricted to on set. Before being cast in the biographical drama Molly's Game, a story of an Olympic skier who goes on to run an underground poker empire, he had a meeting with the director Aaron Sorkin about playing the character Dean Keith, a hustler who had a reputation of driving like an arsehole.
He was going to meet me at a certain time out in front of the Four Seasons on Doheny. And so I borrowed a really fast car from a friend. And at like 9:58, I peeled into the driveway as fast as I could, opened the door, and then threw my keys without looking to the attendant, and then sort of glanced to see if Aaron had witnessed the moment, because I thought, here's the character, and he wasn't there.
The pair worked together again in The Trial of the Chicago 7, a film based on the real-life 1969 trial of anti-Vietnam War protesters. He played Jerry Rubin, activist, provocateur, and showman.
Put down your guns, motherfuckers! Fight like fucking men!
He became disruptive on set and pranked his fellow actors. He wanted to create a tense atmosphere similar to what you'd expect in a real trial. And he didn't stop there. With the director unaware, Strong befriended two of the off-duty Chicago police officers who were extras in the film and asked them to rough him up for real, so it would make for a more authentic performance.
He didn't get hurt, and he gave a phenomenal performance, so who am I to argue?
I think you can't, as the actor, shortchange what these people went through. I personally feel like if I were wearing my anorak and sort of comfortably sitting in a director's chair and sipping Evian and then start pretending, that's not it. I think it's just about committing to the circumstances and trying to understand it viscerally within limits.
But he discovered the limits when asking if real tear gas could be used on set.
Would I allow him to be sprayed with real tear gas? No.
Strong's work in film is well regarded, starring in everything from drama,
look, we don't want trouble, okay?
to action.
You've been in this paddling pool for 2 minutes. I've been swimming in the ocean with the sharks for 20 years. I'll tell you how this plays out.
His range may be damn near limitless.
But he had more to give.
I felt like I had built this like Bugatti engine and I was only ever allowed to go 20 miles an hour.
That all changed with Succession. Strong's portrayal of Kendall Roy in Succession would become his most iconic role to date.
Party! It's my birthday! Fuck you!
At the heart of the show are the Roys, a dysfunctional family led by patriarch Logan, who owns a media empire. With no successor in place, his children Kendall, Roman, and Shiv maneuver for the top job.
You lack killer instinct, you're wet, you're green, you're intellectually insecure, you're not emotionally strong enough, you have addiction issues.
That's enough.
The series finally gave Strong the chance to follow his heroes, to go all in, showcasing the sublime.
This is the day his reign ends.
And the fantastically ridiculous.
L to the OG, dude be the OG, and he playing like a pro.
Succession is the first time I think that I've had a role that really asks everything of me and that I feel totally wrung out by.
There are countless examples of Strong's unwavering commitment to telling Kendall's story. And a warning, there are major spoilers ahead. Strong filmed at 4 AM in bitterly cold water while it was raining and covered in mud. On top of that, he asked the director to shoot as much of the 10-minute post-crash sequence together to sustain a dramatic energy.
I knew that I needed to be in an extremely harrowing, pressurized place for the week that we shot that sequence. And so that involved, whatever it took, just immersing in these frozen lakes before takes, and that's where you meet the character. It costs you something, and I would feel personally like I was shortchanging the possibility of the material if I wasn't willing to pay that cost.
He pays that cost again in the season 4 finale. To mark Kendall's rise to the top job, his siblings make him a disgusting smoothie with ingredients like raw eggs, Tabasco, cocoa powder, and worse. Strong drank the real thing.
I went outside and retched and jumped in the ocean and washed it off my hair. And
You really are a method actor. Okay, I'll drink it.
I wouldn't know how not to drink it. He wants it that badly that he's going to drink whatever that is. It was disgusting.
Strong's portrayal of Kendall has even led to injury. Midway through the first season, Kendall gets stuck in traffic and sprints to a board meeting. Strong wants to be sweaty and out of breath for each take, and in the process, fractured his left foot running in Tom Ford dress shoes. He suffered another leg injury in season 3 when Kendall hosted a 40th birthday party. Feeling energized during a take, Strong jumped off a 5-foot platform, landing in Gucci shoes, injuring his femur and tibia. Perhaps the most painful thing was that the take wasn't even used. And in the final scene of the show, we see a dejected Kendall staring blankly at the river ahead. In one take after cut had been called, Strong attempted to jump in.
I stood up and walked slowly to the barrier that was set up there and climbed over it. And I didn't really know what I planned to do. And the actor playing Colin saw me and ran and stopped me from doing it.
I was terrified. I was terrified that he might fall in and be injured. My first thought was for his physical safety as a human being, not anything about the character.
This wasn't the first time on the show where Strong went way beyond what was written. He often took it upon himself to develop the style, traits, and characteristics of Kendall. In preparation for casting, he read books about corporate gamesmanship, including a biography of Rupert Murdoch. He learned Rupert's son James apparently tied his shoes extremely tightly, a quirk which Strong adopted for his audition. And after securing the role, Strong believed Kendall would be interested in Kung Fu.
You know, I started reading some Bruce Lee books and hanging up Bruce Lee quotes, and the writing is an outline in a sense, and your job is to really fill it in and do this really filigreed work and make it specific and make it personal.
Strong also took time to become familiar with Kendall's finance bro lexicon.
Bring me more in the interactive and digital space. Bring me franchisable IP. Bring me 1,000 lifeboats. Bring me a fucking armada of eyeballs. Because steady as she goes hits the iceberg.
I think you have to do a lot of homework so that you do understand what you're saying. I mean, obviously, none of us probably could be CEOs of a studio or of a media conglomerate, but I think you have to understand the basics.
I do have to say, Jeremy's probably the best of us at that. Like, you understand more of it in a way that you can throw out, like...
He went deep.
Another rabbit hole Strong went down was actually a personal passion of his.
Fashion.
His own sartorial tastes bled into the character as he heavily curated Kendall's wardrobe.
It is a passion. I pick out all the wardrobe and I live in it really when we're making. I mean, I came here dressed in Kendall's clothes today because we're shooting now. The clothes maketh the man, and I think aesthetic is so personal.
What do you think?
Strong's connection with Kendall was incredibly personal.
He tries so hard. I would say that's the thing about Kendall that I personally relate to.
And the line between actor and character became blurred.
Kendall feels as real to me as my own self and my own life.
And it had real life implications. In season 2, Kendall cuts a subdued and isolated figure. After the cameras stopped rolling, Strong says he carried these emotions with him.
So there are times where I will walk away from a scene and just go sit in a broom closet. I have to let it out a little bit. Kendall is so alone. I guess I felt like I needed to experience that as rigorously as I could and thereby embody it so that the audience can have a palpable, felt experience of it.
Strong's approach is ruthlessly singular.
I personally find the kind of camaraderie and casualness of a set to be inimical to what I have to do, especially when the stakes are high and usually there's a sense of the character being in peril. It doesn't help me to make it too much of a hangout.
It may be a method which works for him, but it's come with a backlash.
I've gotten in hot water with these guys.
And Strong came under huge scrutiny after a 2021 New Yorker profile of him went viral.
Their profile, titled "Jeremy Strong Doesn't Get the Joke," painted a very intense image of the actor, including the length he'll go to get into character. And this is being very, method acting. Is a lot of that going on.
To the extreme, right?
It made me feel foolish to be presented in a certain light.
The article featured quotes from those who've worked with him, including Succession co-star Kieran Culkin, who said of Strong's isolation, "That might be something that helps him. I can tell you that it doesn't help me." The way Jeremy put it to me is that you get into the ring, you do the scene, and at the end, each actor goes to their corner. I'm like, this isn't a battle. This is a dance.
He works to a point where I think he's in danger of, you can't keep that up. Even Dan Day-Lewis retired at the age of 55, which is far too young to retire. There's a schizophrenic element there, which I think you have to be really very careful of dealing what we deal with as actors.
A handful of former colleagues came to Strong's defense, but the profile led to many judging him to be over the top and pretentious. It's a critique which has followed him ever since. In media appearances, Strong will often make references.
There's an amazing book about painting that I read last year about Edward Munch.
D.H. Lawrence said that the work of every true artist is the salvation of every other.
This great Norwegian writer, Carl Knausgaard, was writing about painting.
And this has also fed into the perception of him being pompous. He was even mocked online for saying this.
I thought it made sense dramaturgically.
Yeah, you became a meme, sir. I'm not gonna lie, I had to Google what that was.
It's a real word.
I believe that.
And I'm like a theater nerd.
Right.
I'm a theater nerd.
I believe
and
you,
it's a theater nerd word, so I stand by it.
To dismiss Strong as just a pretentious method actor is to misunderstand his genius. The commitment he gives stems from being an outsider. He's had to hustle his entire life, from where he grew up to where he studied, and to now working in an elitist industry. James Gray, who directed Strong in the film Armageddon Time, says of the actor, he has not been given anything. He's had to work for what he's gotten. And that's part of what makes him wonderful, because he doesn't take things for granted. Despite the critics, Strong's style clearly works.
I've been acting since I was a little kid. It's been a long road for me. This certainly was not a given in my life, and I'm just so happy.
And he's earned recognition from his peers.
You're really being revealed as one of our great actors.
But unlike the majority of top entertainers, Strong is breaking the mold of having the well-rehearsed, PR-trained, playful persona so many actors have today, instead preferring to focus on his craft.
I know you don't do this stuff that often. Have you done a late-night talk show before?
I've never done one of these. And I love this film so much that I felt compelled to overcome my resistance and fear of doing these things.
Here's the big question. Who is Jeremy Strong? That is the question, right?
Right.
Who do you present?
And who is talk show Jeremy Strong? And I haven't done a lot of work on that character, so I don't feel like I can confidently play talk show Jeremy Strong.
Like even when I was sitting down to do this, I'm aware that I feel so much more anxiety sitting and talking to you for an interview than I felt when I was on this stage.
And because Strong feels uncomfortable in these environments, he reverts to making intellectual references, a defense mechanism he developed growing up and is now misconstrued as pomposity. He told GQ, maybe the quoting is just part of an armor. I come from a family that has a lot of emotional intelligence and presence and empathy, but when I went to Yale, I felt like I had a lot to compensate for, and part of it was probably a way to cope and a way to feel a sense of belonging in that environment. Strong's upbringing continues to have a massive impact on his life, especially his parents, whose work has given him perspective on his own career.
I've been thinking a lot about people on the front lines right now in this pandemic, and my mother's working in the hospital and my father's working with sort of at-risk youth, and they've been going to work the whole time, and it certainly set a bar for me in terms of not ever getting caught up in seeing what we do as being all that important in terms of any kind of aggrandizement that happens around actors.
This is a moment where there's a writer's strike, right? It feels important to say this show doesn't exist without
the writing is incredible.
The writing is everything.
None of this screams pretentious actor, rather one who is aware of the world. Strong's story is one of beating the odds, from outsider to Emmy Award winner, showing unshakable commitment in the face of scrutiny, and producing a performance so powerful it made us all believe he'd really become the character.
My life couldn't be more different. I mean, I'm wearing a hat that says books are magic from my local bookstore, and I also have kids, and I'm very different from this character. But at work, I guess when I cross that Rubicon, Kendall is the only thing that matters, and it becomes a life and death struggle for me.
The definition of genius is a person who is unusually intelligent or artistic, or who has a very high level of skill, especially in one area. Jeremy Strong is every inch of that. His approach, well, it's just misunderstood.